Recording in progress.
Okay, very good morning and afternoon and evening. Wherever you are, I'm very warmly welcome to my Zoom audience, my colleagues and my friends, and also the people who are watching me offline or online on Facebook Live as well. I'm your host, Maratib Ali Shad, and the purpose of our Sunday classes is to filling the gaps within ourself, within our life, within our own world, which remain unfulfilled from our childhood, from our teenage, from when we were young or we are young, and which our schools and university could not fill with it. So we are trying to fill those gaps on these Sunday classes regularly. Uh, and today, our first class is extremely important, and it is a continuity of our last topic, which was the class topic or subject is advanced listening skills. And today we are in week 6. This is a class number 6 in advanced listening skills. So if you missed any class, so you can visit my YouTube channel. I have dedicated a separate list on this topic, and you can find the recording as well. And advanced listening skill has a great purpose, which you will find also in previous class recording as well. But let's, without any delaying, I'm going to start our today's class. And today's topic is very important and very foundational in the sense that it based on our personality, on our character, from which we start to create effectiveness upon other. We start to influence upon other. And that topic is today the Indian talking stick. I believe if you are in habits environment, learning the habits environment by Stephen Covey, he he used to talk about the miraculous communication tool, the Indian talking stick. Uh, has anyone heard about what is Indian talking stick or something? The Indian talking stick is, yeah, Jenny?
Oh, I was just glad you were going to tell us. I've read, of course, the 7 habits. We all know I've read that.
Yeah.
But the 8th habit, I've still yet to read. I'm looking forward to this.
Excellent. Yeah, why not? So, the Indian talking stick, today's our topic, extremely eye opening, will help you to change your paradigm, uh, paradigm, and also make you a great communicator as well. And what this miraculous tool is, um, yeah, let me tell you a quick overview what this tool is about, and then we will read some paragraphs from the book The Eighth Habit, um, and in which advanced explanation of listening skill has been described by Dr. Stephen Covey. And then I will also allow you to watch 2-minute YouTube video on the same topic. But obviously, because of the copyright, I will pause my recording when we will play the record video, so that we should not have this recording in our video again because of the copyright. But I want you to watch it. It's a 2 minutes, but it will definitely change your paradigm, how we interact and communicate with other as well. So let me brief you very about the Indian talking stick. The Indian talking talking stick is not belongs to India. The India means the India, the one of the biggest country in the world, the neighbor of China and Pakistan. The Indian means the local and natives of America, United States of America and Canada. These people still exist, and they are scattered all across Canada and America. But if we go back in their history or the history of American people, which started around 300-400 years ago, uh, probably my Zoom audience, Jenny or Mike or Cynthia, you know very well about your history because you are from America. That the Indian belongs to, and they were the your ancestors. Like they used to live in tribal shape, in a tribal structure, um, and but the beauty about those tribal structure still exist, and that was identified by founding fathers of America who laid the foundation of today's America as well. They were, I think, the founding father. They are huge in list, over 100. I think 145 people who signatured on the great manifestation of America when they were founding the America. But they were also representative, and they were from descendants of Red Indians or the Red or Indian Native American. We call it, I think the technical word, we call them Indian American, something like, if I'm not wrong. So, what used to happen, Stephen Covey trained many of Indians leaders in modern age, like when the Stephen Covey was alive. And then during his training, he found that the Native Americans, who also have lot of business world, active industrial world as well, they so when he was training to Indian chiefs, Indian leaders, he found an amazing communication physical tool that is called Indian talking stick, and usually what it represent, that it's like a stick and you can hold it. And why it was used by Native Americans, when the many tribes, when they have any problem in their jungle or in their place and they wanted to resolve it, the chief of every Indian used to, or they are still in practice, hold this Indian talking stick, this talking stick. And until that is held by one chief of tribe, he or she will continuously speak until he or she feel understood by the all other leaders and chiefs of the other tribes. And nobody can interrupt, nobody can orgo, no other person or other chief can uh, react on the speaking of that person who is holding the talking stick. And that will be passed to the next chief until that speaker will feel that he has been completely empathized and listened by my all other tribal chiefs, and then he will pass to the next that street. And the other then chief will start to speak with the same passion, with no having interruption, no counter questioning, no any other thing, until he will start to feel that he has been understood by all other chiefs and the audience. And then the all tribes do this practice. still in today modern world as well. Now, the beauty of this tool uh, is is called like this communication tool is called the Indian talking stick. I was googling as well, and I found that the people actually buy this tool, uh, and but if you cannot even buy, when you are doing a practice in your normal life, you even can hold a pen or a spoon or anything as a Indian talking stick, and then you can start to resolve any problem whatever you are doing. So hold it or give someone, and until that person or you are holding that spoon or that Indian talking stick, and you need to give the other person until you feel you have been completely understood. And this is the birth of miraculous solution uh, of the very difficult problem people still facing, and that's we are going to learn about in detail. That is just a brief overview what it is about. Hope that that is understood. But let's read the paragraph from the book, The Eighth Habit, and then I will pause the recording, and then we will watch this 2 minute video. So let's start our reading. So usually, Sunny is our new student today, and I want to brief him as well that we usually read all people couple of paragraphs one by one from the book on the screen. So if you like to read as well, so I will give you as well when I will mention your name on the microphone. So let's start our reading. I would ask my colleague Jenny if she can start reading for uh, learning that what this Indian talking stick is about.
After I trained Indian chiefs who head up Indian nations in the United States and Canada, the chiefs gave me a beautiful gift, an intricately carved 5 foot tall talking stick with the name Bald Eagle inscribed on it. The talking stick has played an integral part in Native American government for centuries. In fact, some of the founding fathers of the American Republic, particularly Benjamin Franklin, were educated in the ideas behind the talking stick by Indian chiefs of the Iroquois Federation. It is one of the most powerful communication tools I've ever seen because while it is tangible and physical, it embodies a concept that is powerfully synergistic. This talking stick represents how people with differences can come to understand one another through mutual respect, which then enables them to solve their differences and problems synergistically, or at the very least through compromise.
Excellent. It's a great reading. So, like, it is explanation, which I also brief you in the beginning. So let's go to our video, and just I'm going to pause the recording, the screen recording. Yeah.
Recording stopped.
So let's have if you can turn on your speaker, and it's just a 2 minutes video. It's narrated by Stephen Covey. I'm not sure this video is made by Stephen Covey or his organization, but it is serving our purpose to understand. So
this is called the Indian talking stick. It's authentic, specially carved, beautiful. But you could use a pencil, you could use a spoon, a conch, anything. Most powerful communication idea and technique I have ever found, ever. You just go up and you say to the other person, "You've got the talking stick. I can't say anything. Maybe I can ask a question to see if I do understand your point, But I can't make my point. I can't agree. I can't disagree. All I can do is communicate until you feel understood. As soon as you feel understood on your point, then you pass the talking stick or pencil or whatever to me. Now it is my turn, and you are quiet, and you listen with empathy until I feel understood. As soon as I feel understood, I pass it back to you. Now what happens is literally it transforms defensive, negative energy into creative, transforming energy. You think it takes time? It will save so much time. And in your meetings that you go to, basically you say, let's agree to the simple ground rule that no one can make their point until they restate the other person's point to his or her satisfaction. Most powerful communication idea and technique I have ever found, ever. The Indian talking stick.
Recording in progress.
So that was a quick story and beautiful narrated by Stephen Covey himself. So it may have given you a original, um, like the scene what you were watching, that how it is working in the tribal areas still in today's present modern world as well. So let's learn quickly uh, more about this. So I would ask Mike if you can read this next paragraph, please.
Here's the theory behind it. Whenever people meet together, the talking stick is present. Only the person holding the talking stick is permitted to speak. As long as you have the talking stick, you alone may speak until you are satisfied that you are understood. Others are not permitted to make their own points, argue, agree, or disagree. All they may do is attempt to understand you and then articulate that understanding. They may need to restate your point to make sure you feel understood, or you may just simply feel that they understand. As soon as you feel understood, it is your obligation to pass the talking stick to the next person and then to work to make him feel understood. As he makes his points, you have to listen, restate, and empathize until he feels truly understood. This way, all the parties involved take responsibility for 100% of the communication, both speaking and listening. Once each of the parties feels understood, an amazing thing usually happens. Negative energy dissipates, contention evaporates, mutual respect grows, and people become creative. New ideas emerge. Third alternatives appear.
Excellent. It's a great reading. Um so it's all about very straightforward, as Stephen Covey has written, and the last paragraph is the crux of what the Mike have just read previously. That when we do and practice it, the empathy, the listening and speaking with proper principle, with the spirit, like just we have understood, that the negative energy just radiates, just start to shattered from the body and the soul to get away, and then it evaporates, and then understanding start to build, respect start to grow, people become creative to start to create new solution. And third alternative, we start to witness. The third alternative means when we sit together, one solution is in my hand, the other solution is the other hand, and that is their way, my solution is my way. So my way or his way or her way is the only possibility in our ordinary life. But when we start to practice this empathy, like in the example of in the Indian talking stick, then the third alternative start to emerge, which is a new created solution which we never imagined before. So I personally practice a lot, and whenever I with having this awareness of empathy and especially the Indian magic of Indian talking stick idea, whenever I spoke with my spouse itself, then I execute this idea as well, and I found all the time great result. Uh, it's not like that when I was speaking with my spouse and I was holding something, but that's holding Indian talking stick is in the mind when you are performing this. It doesn't necessarily that you will hold, but if you will hold a pen uh, or spoon or anything, that is excellent as well, because this physical wholeness will give you more sense that what you are going to do. But if you can hold the spoon or the pen or the Indian talking stick in your mind, that is also great. What I do practice as well, and then as you can't imagine what you can get the result out of this. Let's carry on to understand this. And now we are going to have some great further deep down insight. So I would ask Cynthia if you can read it. And then after next, the Sunny, if he is able to read the next page as well. So Cynthia, if you can start reading, please.
Remember, to understand does not mean to agree with. It just means to be able to see the other person's eyes, heart, mind, and spirit. One of the deepest needs of the human soul is to be understood. Once that need is met, personal focus focus can shift to the interdependent problem solving. But if that very intense need for understanding is not met, ego battles take place. Turf issues arise. Defensive and protective communication is the order of the day. Sometimes contention, even violence, can erupt. The human need to feel if all the air were suddenly sucked out of the room you are in, how motivated would you be to get air? Would you be interested in having a discussion or working out some difference between you and everyone else? Of course not. You would want just one thing. You'd be open to other things only after you get air. Feeling understood is the equivalent of psychological air.
Excellent. It's a great reading as well. Again, so if you see that the defensive and protective communication or communication with resistance, that we start to avoid when we start to listen with empathy someone. The always resistance in our modern world, we call it confidence. Stress on your argument, leverage your ego, and that we think that it is my right to stand on my point, and until the other person will surrender. And actually, the opposite is right. Until you surrender the situation and the other person win, apparently, that is your win. It's exactly like is example is when some person is so in angry, so tyrant, in a tyrant mode, and he or she start to shout on a child to make the child silence, who is more stronger? The child who is crying louder, or the person who is shouting on child to make him silent as well? So the the point is, the more you have surrendered to the situation, actually you are winning the situation, rather than you think you do and start to take action on opposite, that you will emphasize on your point and let the other person to surrender, or make a win-lose or a win-lose like situation. But actually it's not. Win-lose often end eventually in lose-lose. So you also not lose, and you don't want other person to lose, in generally speaking. But when we do empathy, always win-win situation happens. Always nobody has any embarrassment or any sadness or any other negative feeling have at the end of the conversation. So this is the thing which we need to understand. One more thing before we go to the next paragraph. You know, when we are reading the other class as well, the pain body, the pain body basically is the result of exactly what we're talking about right now. That when you don't feel understood, when you're talking with your wife, when you're talking with your husband, when you're talking with your boss, or when you're talking with your manager or employee, when you're talking in the parliament and your other opposition leader, all people, when they don't feel understood, then that negative energy remains stored in the body and the mind, and that appears and reappears later in the life in the pain body form. Did you see how this sensitive topic is? How the significance of this empathy is? Like, empathy is not supernatural phenomena that certain people can do or only they should do. No, no. We all must practice empathy. It is the humanistic, a basic and integral humanistic activity in terms of communication. So you don't have to be a guru or a supernatural person to in order to practice the empathy. Otherwise, you should ready. Either you become victim of pain body, or you will let someone in a pain body which lead you to the deathbed, or to the other person to the deathbed. It is so important and crucial. Don't take it on an ordinary level. It is so extremely and foundational and profound things I'm talking about here. So that's important. And today, actually, in our second session, we will read this as well. The pain or pain body, when you don't feel understood, then what happens? So stay tuned with me till the next lesson start. So let me see. Yeah. So this is the next paragraph. I would ask Sunny if you are able to read it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
The same process we have been discussing can take place in people's mind without a talking stick. Though it does not provide the same tangible discipline of clearly transferring the responsibility to speak with courage and the listening with empathy. There is a tremendous focus of attention and personal interest when you actually have a physical stick. You don't need a actual talking stick. You should use a pencil, a spoon, or a piece of chalk. Any tangible thing that physically place the responsibility upon the speaker to pass it only when he feels understood and not until he does.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Sunny. It's appreciate. It's a
Is
great reading. So, if you see that, it's the same thing which I was talking about, that you don't have to hold that physical thing in your hand. You can hold that thing in your mind as well. Yeah. But if you can make other person aware about that, look, we have a problem, okay? So I need to listen to you, and I must feel understood at the end as well. And then your turn will come, and then you will speak, and I will listen the way you want to be understood, okay? And then this is the rule. I will hold the pen and you will not interrupt me. You will not counter question me. You will not retaliate to anything. You will not react to me. Okay? Just listen to me. And yes, if you could not listen something while I was speaking because of semantic, because of my accent, because of my fluency of the thing, then you can ask, please repeat. That's the sort of thing you can ask, but not to the orgo, okay? And then I will follow the same rule when you will start to speak. And then when we feel that we both understood, then start to create a miracle. Okay? Are you agree? And do you convince that what I did say? And then start to do this just, and then you see what will happen. The next, the third alternative will be created by both of you, and the phenomena of synergy happens. You may heard the synergy, or what is synergy. This is the synergy. The synergy is the outcome, is the fruit of empathic listening of two parties. Uh, so it means the synergy is something, phenomena of synergy is something great within the team member when they are working for the department or for the organization, or when you are living as a household in a house. So when all family member, they have empathic values, then and they are discussing on a problem of the house, of the problem of the department or in organization, then the creative solutions start uh, to be concluded at the end, and where every person will have a happy smile on the face because they feel they are understood, and not only understood, actually we have created something new which we never imagined before. So that's how this is so important. We have more 5-6 paragraph in the same Indian talking stick. If I will go to further, then maybe we will run out the time again, and then our second class will disturb again. So I will pause it. I will actually hold till now for this Sunday, for this session. We will continue from here to until we end the whole this talking stick thing, because there are some examples which Stephen Covey gave as well. So we will go in deep as well, what the real actually stories were, and then we will try to understand. Is that okay? Yeah. Uh, so uh, uh, so are you happy me to go to the next session of our class? Uh,
Well, what time will that take away from the second class?
half an hour again, yeah.
Or do you want to go into the second class now?
Yeah, right now we are starting the second class so that we can finish in next half an hour, so that we, like I promised before, that we will finish both classes in 60 to 70 minutes maximum.
Good job, Maratib. 8:38. Look at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds to me to go to the next class.
Ready.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. So let me save this, and then we will continue this session. And let me open the other one, which is here let's go. Okay, let me do this. Hold on, let me do this properly. Okay. So here is our second class. Do you want to take a quick 1 minute break, or shall we continue?
I'm good.
Okay, no problem. So
Yes, sir. Continue.
okay, Sunny, thank you for your feedback. So let me start it. Actually, I need to take a quick break because I need to change to the new class on Facebook. 1 second. Let me pause on here on 1 second.
Recording stopped.